Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Martin Cliffe here and welcome to another video. Now I think as you're watching this we're into November, so hopefully by the time you're watching it I'm well and truly recovered from COVID, but filming this just at the end of September, still kind of at the tail end of things, so I apologise if I'm feeling a little rough. But one thing I've realised from spending time in my studio space is that the layout as per the tour of a month ago really isn't quite working for me, just in the sense of there are things that I've managed to sort out a few things, so I've managed to get my guitars in the corner rather than that big rat case. Where's my arm? So over there, if you remember, there was the mixer rack and all that, and I've managed to move that out to somewhere else in the apartment, which is useful. But I also, having the keyboards in the corner, while it's great for being a place to go and play, when I come to actually want to use the computer, it's not at all, and the keyboards at the same time, that's not at all helpful. So I'm trying to figure out a way of making everything more functional. So in a couple of minutes I'll do a snap and we'll see what I've come up with. So I'm thinking basically what I'll do is I'll move the guitar recording setup further down into the corner of the room and bring the keyboards so they're close to the desk. Hopefully that will then mean that I can free up at least one microphone stand, because I can then have the overhead mic mounted on the keyboard stand. I don't really need the two vocal mics available to me in this room, so yeah, that would be the ideal, would be to try and just rearrange the room in such a way that it's more conducive for actual work, particularly when it comes to composing and stuff, which I'm more likely to want to do with the keyboards at hand. And then ideally I can also remove the keyboard speaker and just have it plugged into the computer. I'm also experiencing an issue with one of my Adam A5X monitors, which all told I've had for 11 years, so it doesn't owe me anything, but it is starting to hum a bit and the volume knob on the front is no longer working. Thankfully it's stuck loud rather than stuck at minus infinity, but yeah, it's just means that maybe needs a budget to replace that at some point, which again is something I'd rather not do, but what can you do? Anyway, let's go and see what I can do to the room. Okay, so the update is done. What I decided to do was move one of the keyboards, the King Korg, over onto the desk itself, so it's much more accessible for use. I've had to raise up the Tech 21 bass preamp just so I can access it because it was a bit too low, but other than that, and then I moved the Chromie X over to by the desk, so again much more accessible. You can see the pedals on the floor, not like a piano player or anything, but I can still reach that when I need to for playing the piano. So I removed the second tier from the keyboard stand and I've put the overhead microphone on the microphone attachment on the keyboard stand, so it frees up a bit of floor space, saves having an extra mic stand going on there. And then I've shifted this whole section along, so now stuff doesn't appear in camera, which was the goal. Otherwise I was struggling with my 20mm lens. So yeah, a lot happier with that setup. You see the pedal boards in, the amps are in. I also was struggling a little bit with the V-Bar pack lights, so I've just put a little bit of foam over the top, just elastic banded it on the top, and it just diffuses the light a little bit, so it doesn't reflect quite so much down onto the top of my head, which is always good. And then you can just see the guitars in the corner here, which means I can actually access the door onto the balcony much more easily now, and also access the cupboards as and when I need to. So hopefully this will be a much more workable setup for me. I've spent maybe half the day doing this. It's important to live in a space for a period of time. In my case it's been about 3 or 4 weeks, and then decide on what needs tweaking and that kind of thing. So yeah, what I've got here with the keyboard's much more at hand, the more specific filming space. Hopefully it will work really well for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next week.